welcome to another Blogging Plaza Bite Size. And today I'm going to talk about a movie that came out in some exclusive showtime in this, at least in my area, and that is none other than Terrifier 2, the sequel to the first Terrifier. And as much as it's been a long time since I have seen the first one. I almost kind of forgot some exact events. But still, I do remember that it really kind of like blew my mind on how bloody and how creepy it was. I think I did a vlog, actually in my first ever Halloween vlog, that I had to talk about it, and I felt like I had to warn people that this movie, it wasn't for the skirmish Well, I felt that the movie coming out this month of October was kind of like a perfect. But honestly, the biggest issue that I have with the movie is that one cost me like $20 to get in on regular movie theater experience. And I was kind of like in the balance if I wanted to watch it or not, but mostly because of the ticket pricing. But I was like, you know what? I need something a little bit horrifying. I mean, the last movie I saw was Lyle Crocodile, which was very harmless and innocent. So, but I thought that, well, it's not, that didn't feel kind of like for the Halloween spirit. Sometimes when you are a little bit into horror movies, you kind of get the kind of like the sick thrill to watch blood and guts and something like that. And yeah, and this is something that I also these are some kind of like deep questions that I give about myself when I watch a movie like that. And it was like, am I a sick man or something like that? Because I came out very satisfied with Terrifier 2. I was so that I got a kind of like a huge enjoyment watching it. And I felt like Art the Clown, the main villain of the movie, it's iconic enough to be on the mind of other people. I find this clown much more terrifying than Pennywise, either Tim Curry or the other one. Actually, if you think that clowns are scary, wait until you see this one. Small complaint that I have to say is that, not for the movie itself, is that my movie experience could have been a little bit better if it wasn't for this family that they had the audacity to bring babies to a horror movie. Thankfully, the baby was distracted, but unfortunately with a small iPad, and luckily they didn't do that. So actually, the biggest horror that I have with the movie is seeing irresponsible parents bringing out to have babies in this kind of in movie theaters. Oh, and by the way, the movie actually was so much bloody and so violent that I think one or two guys just scram out of the movie. One of them was saying, "This is so dumb, so stupid," and something like that. One was pissed, and one was saying, "No, I had enough, man." And then when I had another guy, I think it was next to me, he was so into the movie that was like, "Oh no, I love when audiences give some kind of reaction. I can get kind of like a glaze seeing these people getting out of the movie theater just because they couldn't handle it. But anyway, that's my small experience with the movie, which basically this one takes place almost immediately after the first movie. You see Art the Clown, the terrifying clown, that he also has this this friend, kind of like a more younger female version of Art the Clown, that he kind of interacts funnily, almost like a sidekick. And basically he's just going around killing unsuspected victims, but in this case we center around kind of like this family in which it involves this. We have our protagonist with this artistic lady played by what was the name of this woman, Lauren Lavera. Her name is Sienna, and she has kind of like this overbearing mother who is sick of her and her brother who it's a little bit kind of like awkward. He has a fascination with Art the Clown and all of the the legends, and something that in the backstory has to do with their with the father, who apparently he was collecting all the articles of Art the Clown and all these things. And mostly, I will like to tell you much of the story, but this is something one of those movies that apparently the story kind of vaguely matters, because honestly it was a little bit all over the place, I would say. Although it does have it does a good job on building the lore of it. But I think that we all know that probably the thing that matters is all the clown doing crazy shit, and seeing the kind of like this family growing apart, mostly because of the intrusion of the clown, or because the mother is kind of like overly crazy. Let's say she's not exactly a terrible mother, but let's say there's a mother that is sick of her two children's antics here and there. Oh man, and yeah, and I'll say that the violence is really over the top, and sometimes it lingers so long that it's really disgusting, I would say. Just like the last movie, and it has a little bit more of that. You'll see a lot of props, and not CGI. This one has good props to make it feel more bloodier and more cringy, in the sense that, oh my god, oh no. It's been a while since I've seen movies like that, and this is just me coming from, of course, Barbarian, Pearl, and even Smile. Although I do remember that Smile does have kind of like very graphic, gory moments. This Terrifier is kind of like the king of gore for gore fanatics, and it cringes you. You get interested also in like I said, in the story, the clown itself. There's also a little bit of a background saying that the protagonist of the first movie did come out alive, but not unscathed. She actually comes up probably worse than death, I would say. And again, and like always, of course, when it's about Art the Clown, who is played by, what was the name of this guy again? Let me see, about David Howard Thornton. The guy who plays Art the Clown, he does a magnificent job playing this character, who has no dialogue, no sound. It's just, kind of like a very, very sadistic mime that it goes like, or something like this. He's amazing, and he really made a clown that it's gonna stick at you on your mind. And again, his looks, and even what he's done is so iconic that I'm not surprised that if he will become kind of like the one horror icon, like in the league of Freddy Krueger or Jason Voorhees here and there. So honestly, this is all much that I have to say without spoiling too much about the movie. I'll just say that check it out, but like I always did to the other one, I only watch it if you are ready to see a lot of visceral blood and gore, in which not many people can how can I say, are kind of supportive of that, because killings can be a little bit too close to real life, and nobody wants kind of like something like that. Even if you come up with an excuse by saying that, well, this is just make believe. But yeah, it's make believe, but still, I gotta give credit to the creators to do something like that. Let me a little bit also say that there is a little bit that I feel I'm not exactly very fond in which they try to make a character be almost like given psychic powers, in which personally that kind of it kind of goes a little bit over the top and kind of making a character that's kind of like a symbol of good. In which I can agree, it's kind of like, you know, the psychic girl from Jason that wants to she had the power to stop Jason Voorhees. I don't remember what was the movie of it. I think it was it wasn't New Blood or something like that. Or either way, that wasn't exactly 100% fond of that. And that's okay. That I gotta stop. I know this is a bite size, but I'm stretching this out. But I'll say, I check it out. Check it out if you want kind of like a big, different, but very visceral and very, very, how can I say, cynical horror movie that is not something that you get every day, especially mainstream. And this is not exactly mainstream. But if you're looking for something kind of like high shock value, but still well done, Terrifier is enough to give you the big terrors and a very, very artsy, clowny, evil smile on your face.